Hello everyone. In today's video, we are going to learn how to build your own calendar in the Canvas app. We will build the calendar completely dynamic that responds date with help of some calculations. Calendars are a common feature of many client requirements. They are used by planners to schedule resources, employees to track hours worked, by teams to share events and many more. As we all know that Power Apps provide a calendar screen out of the box, but there are some cases where the client does not want Office 365 Outlook accounts calendar into the app. There are several demands for showing identical calendar to each employee or resource. I will show you the basics of how to make a calendar in Power Apps. Let's get on into the video. This is the screen that I have built the calendar. First, we will see how to create the gallery for the weekdays. Insert a new gallery onto the screen and I have named it as Gal Weekdays. In the gallery, we have wrap count. This allows us to define number of items to show per row. As we know, there is 7 days in a week, so we will change the wrap count of the gallery to 7. We will shorten the height of the gallery just to get the label of the weekdays to be shown. Now we need days of the week. In the items property of the gallery, we will have this formula. Calendar function retrieves information about the current locale, and weekdays short returns single column table containing the short names of each weekend, starting with Sun for Sunday. We can also use weekdays long to show the full names of the weekdays like Sunday. We just need to add the text of the label to value so that the weekends is shown. Now we need to show the days of the calendar. The basic structure of a calendar is a gallery that displays a series of dates. Multiple dates can be shown on the same row with the wrap count property. We just need to add new gallery and we have to do the same thing, that is change the wrap count to 7 for 7 days. Now we need to add some of the date calculation in the on visible of the screen. The first thing we need is to get the first day of the month. So I have created a variable that stores the first day of the month. Today function gets the date of today. Year function gets the year of the date present in the parameter of year. And the month function gets the month of the date in the parameter. The date function gets the first day of the month. The first day of May is Saturday, but a calendar starts from Sunday. So we need to get the date that was there on Sunday for that week. So the next thing that we are going to do is calculate the date for Sunday. That is the first day of the week for the calendar. To store this, we need to create another variable. This is the calculation that we need. To get the date of Sunday, we need to minus 6 days from the first day of the month. To get that, we will need date add function. We have the first day from the above variable, that is for first day of month. Now we want to minus 6 days from the first day. So we need to get the weekday of the first day. Weekday function returns the weekday of the day in the parameter, but the weekday is returned as number from 1 to 7, which represents 1 as Sunday and 7 as Saturday. So the first thing that we want is the weekday of the first day of the month. Then we need to mention the unit for date add function that we need to add or subtract. So we will write days as we need to subtract days. This variable will give us the date as 4/24, which is 1 day less. This is because the weekday of Saturday is 7, so date add will subtract 7 days from the first day. That is why we get 1 day less. We will balance this or get the right date in the further part of the video. I will add two labels so that we get to see the value of the var first day of month and var first day view variables. So I will add var first day of month in the text property of the first label and var first day view in the second label. As you can see, we get the first day of the month and also the date of the first day of the view. Now we need to add the items property of the gallery. The first thing that we need is to figure out number of weeks for calendar. Normally we need 5 weeks if the month's first day lies between Sunday to Thursday. But if the first day of the month lies on Friday and Saturday, then we need 6 weeks to show every day of the month. So we need to calculate the same now. First formula that we need is the sequence formula. This formula generates a single column table of sequential numbers such as 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. The name of the column is value. We want to generate the number of weeks dynamically so that we don't see extra days of the next month. So what we will need to do is calculate the difference between the first date of the calendar view and the next month's first day. Sequence formula will give the number of days between them. If it is less than or equal to 35, that is 5 weeks, then the sequence formula should get 35 days for the calendar. But if the difference is greater than 35, then we need 6 weeks, that is 42 days to show in the calendar. Now we will use date diff formula that will give the difference between 2 days. We get the first day of the calendar view from the variable var first day view, and we need next month's first date, so we will use date add function to get next month's date from the first day of the current week. This will give appropriate number of weeks. To get 35 or 42 list of dates for the month respectively, we need to iterate it 35 or 42 number of times to get the dates dynamically for the gallery. For this, we will use sequence within the for all function to iterate it 35 or 42 times, and we get the date of the sequence from the column name value. But for getting the dates dynamically, we need to calculate it. So we will have date add function. Now we have calculated the first day of the view before, but the date was 1 day less, so we will add that with the value of the sequence that we are getting above, with the column name as value, and we want to add days, so the unit will be days. By doing this, we get all the dates for the calendar. As you can see here, we have the whole calendar. The date had added the first day of the view with the sequence value. As the first date of Sunday is 24/4, it will add 1 to 24/4 and will make it as 25/4. Then for the next iteration, it adds 2 to 24/4 and makes it as 26/4, and so on. It adds till the sequence has value. I have added a button on the gallery to show the dates, and to do so, we have to configure the text property of the button. We get the dates in mm, dd, yyyy with hour and seconds to it, but we only want to show the date. So we have this formula which will show in date format only. As you can see, we have the whole calendar ready for the current month, that is May. The following thing what we want to do is get the next month for the view. Insert an icon. I have added the right arrow icon. We actually need to alter the formula of the variable var first day of the month and var first day view. As the items of the gallery is using these variables to calculate the dates, we just need to alter these for getting the dates dynamically. As the variable are already created, what we want is to add a month to the variable var first day of month, so that we get next month's first day. Currently, we have the date of the month May, and we need to add 1 month to the current date. So we will use date add function and use months as the unit, as we want to increase month, and we need to add only 1 month, so add 1 in the addition parameter. This will get the first date of next month. And for the variable var first day view, we have the same formula as we did at the starting, but we need to recalculate it again with the new first date of the month. With this, new value of the gallery will recalculate and show us the new dates for the next month. I'll show you the working of it by demonstrating. As you can see, by clicking on the icon, the next month is loading in the gallery. We get the whole month's view for the month of June. We can go on and get next month's when we click the icon. As we have configured getting the next month's calendar view, now we need to configure a way for the user to browse to the previous month's view. For this, we just need to minus the month by 1. We will use the same formula that we have used for the next month's view icon. We will only add the minus before 1, which will give us the previous month's view. I'll show it again by clicking on the left arrow icon. We can get the previous month's view. Now we need to show which month we are viewing. So, add a label, and in the text property, we will use the text formula to show current month and year. As we are calculating the first day of the month, when we click on the next icon, this will change automatically. In this way, we have accomplished all the functionality of a calendar. Now we will look into the UI part of the calendar. We will concentrate on two things. First thing that we will look into is to select some days in the calendar. There are common requirements for employees to select the days for which they want to apply for vacation, or there are many other requirements for selection of the dates in the calendar. The second thing that I will be focusing on is to change the color of the dates text dynamically. I want all the dates that doesn't belong to current month and all the weekends to be light gray color and the weekday of the current month to be black. So let's get started with it. I have added a checkbox into the gallery. I don't want the checkbox to be visible, so I have changed the color of the text as white and the background to be transparent. The border color as white, checkbox border color, the border fill, and also checkmark fill as transparent. This allows the user to select the record as well as it is not visible to the user. I also don't want the user to select all those dates that are in light gray color, or in other words, those dates that doesn't belong to current month and all the weekends. So I want to disable the checkbox for all those dates. For doing this, we will write a formula in the display mode property of the checkbox. So first we have to identify those dates that belongs to the current month. If the year and month of the current item is equal to the first day of the month, and if the weekend is greater than 1 but less than 7, then the checkbox should be editable, else it should be disabled. In this way, we will be able to select the weekdays only. The second thing that we will do is to change the color of the text. On the color property of the button, this will change the color of the text. So the first thing that we will validate is if the date is selected, that is, if the checkbox is checked. If it is checked, then the color of the text will be white. Why it should be white? Because we will change the background color of the button. When the checkbox is checked, that we will see shortly after this. So it will be white when we will check the checkbox. The color will be blue if the date is today's date. The color of the text will be black if the date belongs to the current month, if the year and month of the current item is equal to the first day of the month, and if the weekday is greater than 1 but less than 7. If any of the above is not true, which means the dates does not belongs to the current month's weekdays, and the color of the text will be light gray. Now we will change the background color of the button, which will be done in the fill property of the button. Here we will check if the checkbox is checked or not. If it is checked, then we want the color of the button to be blue, else it will be white. Now I will demonstrate the same. As you can see, only the weekdays of the month is in black color, else it is in light gray color. If I click on gray color dates, then the dates are not selected. But when I click on the dates that are black, the text changes to white and the background of the button changes to blue. We can select multiple dates here. Today's date is 14th May, so the color of the date is blue in color. In this way, we can achieve the functionality of the calendar, and we also saw how to change the color of the text. I hope this helps and you like the video.